Hi guys, it's Rob here from Team Oxygen Addict. I hope you're all well. We're going to be doing a series of Facebook Live videos with coaching couch type questions over the coming few weeks. So if you've got any questions, send them in. You can send them in either in the comments on this Facebook section here, or you can fire them into help@oxygenaddict.com. First question I've got to kick this series off comes from one of our Team Oxygen Addict members, Stu Kilmartin, who's written, I've got a 10k race on Sunday, and I know I'm currently in the base training phase of my calendar. So should I go and do it as a steady training run or go through the gears as a negative split strategy? So really, Stu's question here is about doing a run race when you're not really in run racing shape. And the first thing I'd say to anybody at this time of year is it's great to go out and do some run races for fun, but the key thing to remember is do no harm to yourself. It's like that thing that we say with doctors. The first thing you've got to remember is try not to pick up a niggle or an injury. And the best way you're going to pick up a niggle or an injury is running fast and hard when you're not prepared for it. So my general guidelines for run racing are, whatever distance you're thinking about racing, make sure you've run hard over at least half the distance in training in the week before the race. So if your race is on a Sunday, I'd usually advise the week before doing a hard run of half the distance. So in Stu's case, if he's doing a 10k and he wants to run it hard, I'd say you need to run a 5k hard in training in order to prepare for it. Now, that's not always going to be possible, and especially during the winter base phase training, you're not always going to want to be doing fast, hard running. So one of the things I've got to recommend for you is something we call at the track, we call running strides. So all that means is running fast, but not flat out, with perfect run form. I usually have my athletes do this in their warm-up over a distance of only 50 to 80 meters with a walk-back recovery. And I'll have you do this 4 or 5 times. Now, the benefit of incorporating this into one of your easy pace or steady runs is that your body gets used to the sort of the biomechanical action of running fast without necessarily getting all of the training stress of doing a hard interval session. So all you do is, after an appropriate warm-up, you'd find a stretch of road that's nice and flat, and you're going to run fast, so at or just slightly above the upcoming race pace for just 50 to 80 meters with a walk back or a slow run back, a slow jog back recovery. And then you're introducing every week some very short, fast, hard running without the overall effect happening on your body of getting you overstressed and the dangers of picking up niggles and injuries. So that's where you can help keep yourself prepared during the year, leading up to wanting to do some races for fun. Another approach to taking the races, like Stu says, you don't have to race flat out if you know that you're not in perfect condition. So Stu suggested, do I maybe do it as a progressive run? Well, what that means is starting off quite a lot slower than usual and building that pace progressively through the race. And I think that's a great strategy for Stu in this instance. So you're going to build your way up to your normal 10k pace across the first 5k. You'll end up with 3 or 4k of hard running at 10k pace towards the end of that. But then my key here is back your pace off at the end of that race. So instead of that last kilometre or last mile being absolutely flat out and pushing yourself as hard as you can, as you might do in a race in race season, back that pace off and slow it down very gradually. Accept that people are going to pass you, but that's going to be all right. Okay, so that's another thing to think about here. So I hope that helps you. I know there's a lot of you out there thinking about throwing winter run races into your schedule at the moment. So it's fine to do that. Great to keep up the motivation, but just take the pressure off yourself a little bit. You don't have to hit a PB every time. It's great training to go out and use a race as part of your training plan, as long as you've got a plan before you start and as long as you stick to that plan. Right, so if anyone's got any questions, you want to throw them into the comments box, that'd be great, and we'll get them answered in the coming days. Thanks a lot. I'll speak to you soon.